back in the National Forest for a little bit more exploration, and I'm in the north side this time, going further north than I've ever been in the Talladega National Forest. So yeah, I started out heading towards a recreation site, like an actual campground in the forest, but as is the case a lot of times when I'm going to these places, on the way I see other things that I want to check out, and so I saw a sign coming in here for another campsite. So I have changed plans a little bit, and I'm headed to see if I can find it now. Yeah, so far it is beautiful out here, and the roads are not bad at all. Actually really good, graveled and all that. It's interesting how the landscape changes just going 30 miles away from where you're used to. Seen a lot more oaks out here. In fact, the camp spot I'm trying to find right now, I believe, is called Big Oak. So maybe that's why they named it that. All the oaks. already passed a few really good pull-offs. Look like they could work really well as camp spots for the night. So I've always got those. If for some reason I get up here and get turned around by some ruts, or maybe the campsite isn't quite what I was expecting, I've always got those options. So I'm trying to make a mental note of these spots and just how far I've come from them, so that I can come on back if I need to. Alright, let's see what we have here. I see some signs. I wonder if this is the spot. Okay. I think we found it. All right, well, here it is. And it is sort of a developed campground. They've got the bathrooms and yeah, I can see a few camp spots down around there, and there may even be some more down the road, or even up this road running right behind the van there, and maybe even that one. So who knows? But yeah, unlike a lot of recreation areas that I find, I don't see yet any where to pay. Normally it's like $3 or $5, but I'm not seeing this here. So there is like a harvest sign-in sheet. So if you're hunting, you can fill these out, but yeah, I don't think that applies to me. I think that might just be good here for the night. So pretty cool. Well, this looks pretty great, actually. Looks like somebody's done a lot of work on some really good firewood. That stuff looks solid. Yeah, I'm not gonna use it. I'm not gonna touch it. Obviously, somebody left it here. Wouldn't want to take their firewood. So I'll probably look around here in a little while. Should be something I can find to make a fire tonight. Yeah, so there are quite a few little roads running around through this area, and I'm not even sure how big this camp spot is actually, or whether there are more camp spots around. I guess these are the main ones here up at by the bathrooms and all that, but there might be some more down back through the woods here. Should be cool to keep in mind maybe for next time. All right, well, I'm out here looking for a little bit of firewood, and I'm realizing that I might not have a fire tonight for a couple of reasons. One, I couldn't break out the solo stove tonight because it's supposed to rain here, well, early in the morning, so not gonna have the solo stove. I thought I'd just use the fire ring over there, but it's a little bit breezy. It's a little bit windy right now, and I certainly wouldn't want that the fire to get out of hand. So I don't think I will have a fire tonight, but that's okay because it's pretty warm, and I think it's gonna be pretty warm tonight, especially with the rain. So won't be shivering tonight, that's for sure. Yeah, so because I won't be messing with the fire this time, I think I'm just gonna take this opportunity to enjoy some of the scenery. A fire is nice, but you know, it does take a little bit of attention and a little bit of time to get going and keep it up. So this will be nice. Just kind of taking in a little bit more of the afternoon while it lasts. up at the front there where the information poster is, it talks about how Big Oak, where I am right now, is actually part of the Choccolocco Wildlife Management Area. So here we are in another WMA. It's pretty cool. But yeah, it also says that Big Oak is specifically designated as a hunting area for disabled individuals. I've never come across that before, but I thought it was really neat that yeah, they just set aside an area specifically for that, so that everybody can get out here. It does say that yeah, anybody can camp here at Big Oak, but you do need special permits if you want to hunt out here in this WMA. Now, I'm not sure what makes it different. Maybe it's a little bit more accessible. Maybe some of the roads are, you know, a little bit better maintained. Maybe the scenery is just a little bit, or the landscape rather, is just a little bit easier to traverse. I'm really not sure what it is that sets this apart from other areas, but yeah, it is designated for that, so I thought that was pretty cool. All right, well, as it is getting a little bit darker and the wind is kind of picking up on and off, it's really important that when I park the van, I'm making sure to check up above for any rotten limbs that may potentially come down. I believe I've heard them called widowmakers. Anything that could come down on you or your vehicle. And it's looking okay right here. Of course, in heavy wind, anything could come down. It could bring any of these pines down, or any of the limbs up there. But I don't think it's supposed to be crazy windy today and tonight. Although it is looking a little stormy, so I'm gonna keep that in mind. But I think the van is good where she is right now, and yeah, but you never know. You never know. We may wake up to a nice big old tree on top of us. Hopefully not, but it could happen. So last night, I was parked, you know, in the south side of the Talladega National Forest, just a little pull off for the night, a new spot I hadn't been to. When I got there, I backed in, and it was kind of an uphill with banks on either side. And so parked the van, got out, and thought, oh, I can back up a little bit more. So I got in and had the door open, and as I back up, the door catches on the bank and bends it out the other way. I just hear a pop, and it just sounds like it's the sound of money slipping out of the wallet. But yeah, I definitely popped the door. It popped off the little roller, I think that's what you call it, that kind of the little mechanism with the spring that kind of gives you some resistance when you're opening the door so that it doesn't just fly open. But yeah, so it I don't know if you can see it. One of the hinges right here, let's see, get you a little closer. Yeah, this hinge right here definitely got bent, and I'm pretty sure the bottom one did bend a little bit as well. The door wouldn't even close at first. The little roller and spring were locked open, so I had to fidget with that, and eventually the door closed, luckily. But it was not sealing right. I took a jug of water and poured it over the roof right here, over the window with the door closed to see if it would let water in. Sure enough, I saw water trickling down inside there, so that wasn't good. Luckily, it wasn't raining last night, so I just stayed there, and I figured, you know what, it's done now. There's nothing I can do about it tonight. I'll just have to work on something in the morning, see if I can contact a repair shop. So that's what I did, and found a spot in town, and these folks were amazing. He looked at it, the fella, and he said that he thought just the upper hinge was the bent part, and that if I could just replace that, I should be good. So he recommended I run over to a junkyard because they had plenty of parts, and sure enough, they had exactly the part for this van. And yeah, he installed it. I think it cost like $35 for a used hinge, and then this guy only charged me $25 to put it on there. So yeah, big thanks to Austin's Body Shop. If you're ever in northeastern Alabama and you need something like that done, check out those guys. They did a great job. I don't know if it's going to keep water out. It definitely closes properly now, but those gaskets up at the top might still let a little bit of water in. Like I said, it is supposed to rain tonight, so we'll find out for sure. But I do want to try the jug again. I haven't done that yet. Pour some water over it and see if anything gets in. Here we go. Well, I don't see any water. Nothing like it was doing last night. I mean, it just soaked this whole area when I tried that with the water jug. So that was a decent amount of water. That's good. That's really good. Now, a steady rain, that might be a little different, just constant water falling on it, but I don't know. I think those folks at Austin knew exactly what they were talking about. So the daylight has pretty much slipped away from me. I've just been looking around and filming a little bit, and wow, it's beautiful. It is fantastically beautiful here. Well, I've just got to say, I love Alabama. I absolutely love it. It is a beautiful place, that's for sure. There's so much to see. Everywhere you go, there's so much to see. Like today, I went looking for one spot, and on the way, got distracted by the beauty of another spot and changed the plans. So here we are at a spot that I had no idea we were gonna come across today. But so to be honest with you, probably not gonna have too crazy of a dinner. I thought about getting the camping stove out, but like I said earlier, it's not gonna be that cold, so I'm not in crazy need of a hot meal tonight. So I'll probably just throw something together a little bit later, and that'll give me a little bit more free time to just enjoy it and to take it in. So yeah, so it's another Monday today, which is good because so far I've got this place all to myself. Who knows what's gonna happen later? Some folks could roll in pretty late. I've had that happen before. One time I was at a camp spot, and oh yeah, it was dark. I was closing it up for the night, and then I don't know, 4 or 5 vehicles pull in, and these folks set up like a whole town, a whole city of tents, and they start cooking and talking, and they were quiet. They were really respectful. But yeah, that's just to say you never know who's gonna pull up and at what time. But yeah, no, I hope it's gonna be a quiet night, and as the sun is sinking here, probably just gonna sit back and listen to the wind. Yeah, I think it's still supposed to rain early in the morning, maybe starting around 2 or 3 a.m. It'll be interesting if it does get kind of wet overnight, and want to see how the van does getting out of here. think I am fixing to try to get some sleep here. Yeah, and I want to thank the van for getting us here and putting up with me. Sorry for breaking the door. That was my bad. But I think it's good now. We'll find out here in a little bit. The rain should be starting pretty soon. But yeah, hopefully that gasket is gonna seal properly and keep the rain out for the night. Alright, well, it is a little after 6:30 a.m. and as you can hear, the rain is coming down. So yeah, as the day is still waking up out there, it's still getting a little bit light. I'm just gonna hang out in the van and yeah, once the sun comes up a little bit more, I'll get out and see how the situation looks. Yeah, one of the really great things about van life, and really any kind of car camping, really, is that unlike a traditional tent or other forms of camping setups, you're just out of the weather, out of the rain, out of the cold. Now I know that you can manage that in a traditional camping setup with a tent and all that, but like today, I don't know if the rain's gonna stop at all. It's kind of been pretty steady. So if I had a campsite set up, I would have had to be packing all that up in the rain and getting all that wet gear back in the van. But yeah, right now, if I needed to, I could just climb up in the front seat and head on out. Nothing really to pack up. I definitely will get out here in a bit if the rain starts letting up a little, but yeah, I wouldn't have to if I didn't need to, so that's pretty neat. And so far, it looks like the door has stayed sealed. I don't see any signs of water on the door, so I guess the gasket is holding and it's seating properly. So very grateful for that. I was able to stay dry all night, and I hope that it continues to keep the water out. Time will tell, but it's looking okay right now. Well, as I'm about to head out here and leave Big Oak, I got to thinking about just how much goes right most of the time, you know? Just how many things could have gone wrong, but didn't. For example, a tree could have come down on the van last night. It didn't. She could have had trouble starting this morning just a minute ago. She didn't. The door could have been letting water in all night and soaking the inside of the van, and it didn't. And so many more things like that that just don't go wrong that could. Now that doesn't change that there are going to be things that go wrong, sometimes horribly wrong. But even when they do, you still have all of those things that went right for you. And they could just as easily have not gone well at all. So, no, I'm trying to remember that, you know, when life gets a little tricky and challenging, I'm trying to remember that it could always get worse. You could always be a little bit worse off, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, very thankful that all the things that could have gone wrong in this adventure haven't yet. Now, I might get out on these wet roads and get stuck here. But again, doesn't change the fact that I had incredibly good fortune the rest of the time. So it's pretty cool. Alright, well, this right here is a prime example of what I mean when I say I get distracted on the way to these places, because this road is just an offshoot of a road that is an offshoot of another road, and I have no idea what's down that way. I'd sure like to know. But yeah, there's just so much to check out, so much to see. So that got a little dicey. Yeah, that's some pretty decent mud right there. And coming uphill, van spun out a little bit. Yeah, so I have a retraction to make. In I believe the last video where I was playing around with the recovery gear, the ratchet and tow cables, the tow straps rather, I think I said that in my mind they covered a wider range of situations than like something like Max Tracks. But back there, if I had gotten stuck, there were no trees close enough to wrap the tow straps around and crank myself out of there. Yeah, the Max-Trex would have been a great way to get out of a situation like that without somebody there to help you. There are other things you could do, but those tracks sure would make it easier. So I think I probably will be picking some up here pretty soon. All right, well, I have just gotten back to the main road, so yeah, I'm not sure. I might keep going. I see the road continues across there. I might go check it out. I'm not sure yet. I still have to decide, but yeah, probably gonna end the video here. Thank you for hanging out and coming along with me and the van. Thanks, van, for getting us here, getting us through the mud. Wow, that was pretty slick. But yeah, that's gonna do it for me, and I'll see you next time.